Hi there folks, and welcome back to the channel once again. Today we are going to have a look at some armour at last. I hear you cry, those of you that don't like aircraft. Fear not, we have got the American M551 Sheridan from the Vietnam War. An absolute stonking tank. This was a tank that could actually be dropped by the Hercules, would you believe, and helicopters too, into battle zones, and this was done in Vietnam on multiple occasions. It could go across water. It was designed to be like a modern day Sherman, but it was very, very obviously not the most heavily armoured tank. You wouldn't put it in against huge Soviet main battle tanks. It wasn't designed for that. It was designed to be a fast cross-country, kind of a similar concept to the British Scorpion that came later, of course, but a similar sort of thing, a light tank that would help to propel power into a small battleground zone. And it had mortars, it had smoke grenades, it had radar, it had all sorts of fairly high-tech stuff for the mid-late 60s when it arrived. Anyway, Tamiya have recently reissued this. It's not a rebox, it's a complete new tool, and came out about a year, 18 months ago. I had to have it because I'd heard that it was going to be fantastic. So let's have a look what's in the box, shall we? So it shows on the sides, you've got, this is the 4th Cavalry Regiment, Vietnam 1969. Yeah, I'd certainly be rather being one of these than I would be, schooning around, walking through the jungle. First of all, instructions. What have we got? Let's just pop right over there for a second and let you have a zoom in on these instructions. And the thing that I like about Tamiya these days is that they do this this instructions thing, they get it really, really very, very well done. Clear, concise, they tell you everything you need to know, and they come with lots of extras. So we're talking of which, we've got this lovely sort of colour leaflet that they've produced with lots of actual photos from the Vietnam War of the tank in action. I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see a bit more of this. Here we go. Perhaps that's just a wee too much zoom. There we go. Yeah, so it's really an info sheet, really, and it basically gives you a little bit of the history about the maintenance, servicing, field modifications that were needed on the tank in the field. More photographs. It's got a colour chart, in several languages as well, as you would expect, and then we have this colour plate showing you how to paint it. But to be honest, it's just XF62 solid drab, I think, isn't it? Basically, it's not going to be a tough paint job. Very straightforward. Toughest painting you're going to have is the GI's helmet, which you can see there in the middle. So yeah, brilliant, nice little leaflet, I quite like that. That's a good start. Then we have a black and white leaflet in a sort of a similar vein, giving you a very brief version of the details of the tank, and the black and white diagram just showing you the key components on the vehicle. Dimensions, very short history, talking about the heat rounds, how they developed it for the tank, etc. Right, so the instructions. Zoom you out just a touch. Here we go. Now this tank also comes with, I believe we'll see that in a minute, a couple of options which we'll talk about later. So it's not a bathtub style to the hull, you actually build it up, but of course Tamiya's precision is such that that won't be a problem at all. Not at all. There's two options. You've got the 4th Cavalry Regiment we mentioned, and we've also got the 1st Squadron, the 11th Armoured Cavalry Regiment, both 1969, and you're building the basic hull at the bottom, complete with some looks like the towing eyes, front panel, rear panel, attaching the under panels, the towing hooks, the rear section, and then the suspension arms, as you can see. And you get into the wheel assemblies. Looks fairly straightforward. They all go on. Just noticing whether this actually has workable tracks. No, it doesn't. doesn't have workable tracks because, that's not a bad thing though, because they've got these nice large section tracks, and then the only assembly of the tracks you have to do is around the apexes of the drive wheels and the idler wheels. So that's a good thing. Same on the other side. It gives it this sort of natural sag. It makes it look very realistic, this system, and it means you don't have a million, links to build for tracks. Tracks are a pain, some of them are just awful. In terms of workload, I mean, they look good, some of these modern kits, but people like Meng, they look fantastic, but it's just the time. It takes you months to build the damn things. Anyway, the driver's hatch. Now, it had this very interesting rotating hatch with an armour-plated rotating cover on the Sheridan, which meant that when they were going into heavy battle, they would, close quarter stuff, they would rotate it around for safety, so they wouldn't take a round into the viewing area for the driver. And then, speaking of the driver, we've got the driver figure here, and you can have him sticking out of the open one or not present in the closed version. I think the open one would be much more fun. What have we got here? We have got the whole parts and various components that just go ahead of the driver, and then you've got all these mesh areas that protect the radiator grills. Now, there's some photo etch with this, which I think will take care of a lot of that, but we'll talk about that later. Then you've got all your tools, spades and things that have to be attached on the exterior, axe tools, link tools, etc. And then you would be attaching the top and the lower hulls together, putting on the lights, mudguards, and then the anti-RPG netting, which is a chain link netting they put on the front so that RPGs wouldn't be hitting straight into the hull. Then we get into the turret section, and you build the cannon, and it's got polycaps in there, so that's going to be fairly straightforward. A few holes to drill with the look of it. And then we get down to the attaching the gun itself, munition cases, and a searchlight, jerry cans, lots of things that go on the exterior. Lots of great detail in this kit. It looks like it's brilliant, actually, really good. And then the turret parts, cupola for the driver, for the commander, I should say, the driver. And then the hatches on the turret, smoke discharges. Very, very detailed. Really gets into the detail, this does. Lots of smoke discharges. They used to basically put down a smoke screen at the drop of a hat, these tanks. And then you've got all the different cupola details and the different hatches closed or open, split. And you can see all the fine detail with the spring loading for the cupola door. Searchlight, it's got a huge searchlight on the front, really massive one actually. And then we are into attaching all those components, sub-assemblies together. And then finally you're attaching in your turret into the main chassis of the tank. M2 heavy machine gun going in there. And then you've got these really wonderful characters in this kit, some great figures. Definitely worth taking the time for painting them. And then they go in, position them correctly, and you can either have there's a machine gun shield, plated shield, or not. That's it. Right, so leave that aside, and let's have a look what we got. Well, we'll start off with some various bits of rope, steel, well, it's not steel mesh, but it's to represent mesh, and the towing rope. Don't bother getting that out. And then let's have a look. Now, I think this is going to be quite nice to have a look at in detail. Got here some incredibly well moulded parts. Details all the cupola, the turrets, rings, the driver's hatches, and as I mentioned you can even see the springs. To get you in to see this, where my finger is. You can even see the springs on the back of the hatch, spring loaded hatch, jerry cans, and we've got the gun mantlet. Here we've got the it's like the lattice work at the back of the turret for storage bins. Here is the rotating cover for the driver's hatch we spoke of. Some great detail, look at these. Machine gun bullet. Oops, I just broken something. Nope, nearly. Machine gun bullets in a case. You've got all these wonderful tools. Axe, spade, crowbars for removing the tracks. It's fantastic. And the gun. Absolutely excellent. There's a light. One, all done. Now then, second one. Now it's getting really serious. What have we got here? We've got the gun itself, and you can see that Tamiya have actually slide moulded this, which makes it. And you can actually see the slide moulded it in such a way that it'll catch in the light on the camera. You can actually see the rifling in the barrel. You see that? The barrel is rifled. And then we've got the figures, and these figures are exceptional, I'd say. Look at this. The moulding, you've got the guy here with his helmet with a packet of cigarettes. That's kind of in a little, sorry, there. Sorry, you've lost me, there we go, there we are. He's got a packet of cigarettes that's strapped to his helmet. Here, we've got a guy, he's a black guy, I don't know, but he's a bald guy, and he's got, looks like Ray-Bans on, and you can see the detail there. Ray-Ban sunglasses. Absolutely amazing detail. These figures are beautiful. They're works of art. Really nicely figured. Look at this. That's exceptional. I mean, this is Tamiya at their finest. No question. Yeah, there's even a M16 machine gun look. Awesome. There's a massive, I think it's a 50 cal, isn't it? M250 cal. Wow. That's impressive. There's various other items. That's the, this is the armour plate for the 50 cal. Protect the gunner. But it's just such fine detail. The clothing and the creases, it's all there. Perfect. Very nice. I like that one. Those figures are really memorable. They look flawless. No mould lines in them or seams either. Just look bob on. Okay. Now then, now some sexy bits now. Here we go. Zoom you out a fraction. Here we are. Detail parts series. We have all that, those grills, protection grills, are all in Photo-etched. And we have the gun barrel with rifling in metal turned. Beautiful, absolutely stunning this. That's fantastic, really, really nice. Excellent product that. We've got some clear parts. It's mainly the little periscopes, I think. You can see there's lots of little periscope windows. We've got the main upper hull. We'll take this in and have a look. He says, famous last words. Let's have a look at this. Wow, look at that. Yes. Yes, it's got the detail, hasn't it? Oh yeah. That's fantastic. Really, really nice. Nothing wrong with that. Everything you'd expect from Tamiya and more. Okay, the tracks and the wheels. Okay, we've got two that are actually the same here, so we'll just look at one of them. And we start off with the tracks. And these are these pre-moulded long sections. I mean, you don't have to go in making link after link after link. You know, a bit like counting sheep, isn't it? Or watching paint dry. It's not much fun, to be honest. But this is excellent. That's brilliant. You have got some individual links for the ends where you have the sections that go around the corner, of course, and then another long section of track at that end. You've got your small idle rollers, etc. Really nice though. Again, flawless moulding. All the suspension arms here. Whoops. It's perfect. There's no sign of any flash, there's no sign of any seams. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then finally, got the hull and the turret sections. Zoom me out for this one because it's quite a big sprue. Okay, huge sprue actually. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this detail work here. So that's the main turret. It's nice, isn't it? Very, very finely moulded. Look at the detail there. Superb. Well, that is impressive. I think that's it's not quite strong enough. Impressive's not. Doesn't really, it's not eloquent enough, is it? It's an absolute masterpiece again from Tamiya. What is there to say? I mean, the original version of this kit wasn't too bad from it came out in the 70s, mid 70s I think. But this is just flawless. I mean, some of the detail there. You know, the tracks, the links, but the figures. You know, the figures look so lifelike on the sprue. I'm not sure if it comes out on the camera or not. I can't really tell at this range, but they look absolutely perfect, and it looks like a really nice kit. Looking forward to building this. I'm sure I can find a home for this, squeeze it into my cabinet somewhere or other, you know. I think I should certainly, it's going to fall over, isn't it? I'll tell you what I'll do, put some salt on there, stop it. Yeah, I should certainly try and find a home for it. Anyway, Hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly enjoyed opening that. That was a real treat. Really nice armour kit from Tamiya. Helped by the detail parts, but even if you don't buy those, it's not a major problem because you've got that gun barrel with the rifling. It's all moulded in. It's really nicely done. So it's a fine piece of kit moulding. You won't be disappointed. Hope you enjoyed the vid. Please keep subscribing. Please tick the bell to get a notification when there's another video comes and is released. And in the meantime, till next time, let's just say keep safe, look after yourselves. Thanks for joining me, and bye for now. Take care. Bye bye.